Hello, my beautiful Cancers. I'm here today with a special bonus love reading because I have been thinking so much about you, and I've been wondering what it is that your soulmate is thinking about you right now. Even though you may not have met the person, they are trying to manifest you as much as you desire to manifest them. So that's what we're asking today. What is the message that your soulmate wants you to know today? So pull in your mind. If you're already dating someone, of course, pull that person into mind. But if you're in the waiting room, then you want to pull in that future soulmate, and let's see what is the message that the spirits and the guides and the angels have for you today. Show us what the message is for our dear Cancers from their soulmate today. Okay, let's see what we have first. We have balance. We have disruption. And we have emotional withdrawal. It looks like your soulmate has some very intense things going on right now, doesn't it? A little disruption, some emotional withdrawal, and yet the balance card leads the whole thing. And I know that when I look at the emails that I get from people who are looking for a soulmate, emotional availability is the one thing that people ask for the most. I want to have a partner who is emotionally available to me. And then sometimes I'll say to them, well, then that means you have to be emotional available also. And that can be the trick. But this is what it makes me think of right away, the fact that even though the person is working towards balance, that they are having some upheaval in their life. So let's draw from the tarot and get some clarity for us, okay? So on balance, we have the Queen of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, get this all lined up for us. On disruption, we're looking at the Chariot and the Empress. I always love when the Empress shows up in a reading. She's one of my very, very favorite cards. And when it comes to your own soulmate, having that Empress card in their reading is really lovely. Okay, and then under the emotional withdrawal, we have the Hanged Man. Make sure we have room for all these cards here. We have the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so let me just move everything over just a smidge. And let's look at these cards. Can we see everything? I think so. And let's just see what's going on here. Well, Cancer, the first thing that I'm aware of when I look at this disruption and the emotional withdrawal, it does make me think that this person, because they have gone through some heartbreak and some disappointing experiences, that they really are taking serious the idea of preparing themselves. They are taking the time with meditation, maybe even talking to someone, a counselor, pastor, a tarot reader, but somebody to help diminish the shadowy events that have happened. I mean, look at the shadow that he's casting here. And I feel like he wants to put the past behind him. And he's seeking the sun. He's sitting at the beach in the morning. I'm choosing to see it as the morning when he's meditating and seeking out his own intuition. And when we're working with these cards, remember that the gender doesn't matter. It could be man or woman, whatever is your persuasion with your partner. But these are just the energies and the way the art is displayed. So I know I'm kind of going backwards here, but that emotional withdrawal card got my attention. And then I want to go back to the balance, though. And this card reminds me of the Magician in the tarot deck because the figure has all four elements: the wands, the pentacles, the cups, and the sword. Also, he's got wings. And I think about when every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, from an old movie that I love. But when I look at this picture and I look at the portal that this figure is coming out of, what I'm seeing, my dear Cancer, is that you have a partner out there who's very serious about being a fully balanced person. This is a person who has that disruption in the past, and they are going through a time of emotional withdrawal, but it is because they want to prepare themselves to be a terrific partner. And sometimes when people come out of a difficult situation, I look at the Five of Pentacles down here, and I've started calling this the poor me card. It's a bit of a victim energy in the way I read. And I'll tell you why. If you look at this art, we have the figure of a very despondent, sad, and depressed person, right? But then she's sitting right outside a doorway. It's marked by these 5 pentacles, so there is abundance right there. And where's the key? It's right there. And because she's so busy looking down and being despondent, if you look, it's the same posture as this card. But if you look at these 2 cards together, look at how the focus changes. Let me get this. Yeah. Look at how the focus changes, because she is sitting right in the shadow. She's not even allowing the sun to come to her. And she's holding all of her pain still inside, whereas this figure, because they're withdrawing their emotions and they're going to a more spiritual place. So I believe that it's showing us that this person has indeed gone through a stage where they did feel sorry for themselves and they were struggling in their situation. But with the Queen of Swords, they came to a place where they were like, no more. It's enough. Sometimes I call the Queen of Swords the off with their head card, because it reminds me of the Alice in Wonderland. It's like there's no settling. It's off with their head when they offend. And I think in this case, because their own emotions were pulling them down so severely, they decided enough, and they started taking the steps to get beyond this past romance that they had. They were in disruption, and they felt segmented, as if a part of their heart had been broken out from the rest of them. But when we look at the cards underneath, look at the beauty of this. First of all, we have the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of movement. It's a card of let's go. The driver of the Chariot has no reins. All it is the power of manifestation, and the power of imagination, and the power of intention. All of these tools that he has learned to use, the partner has learned to use these tools as they've gone through their transformation, and now they're ready to go forward into areas that they've never been before, into the big new world of relationships. And what's waiting out there? The Empress. The Empress is the mother energy of the universe. It's Mother Nature, I guess you could say. She's always pictured as being pregnant, and she has the whole world within her. And this is what I think, I believe with all my heart, is what is important about going through the spiritual transformation, or if you want to say the energetic transformation, stepping away from the pain, getting balanced, and then being ready to be fertile in a new relationship. I'm also drawn to look at the moon. And the moon here in the cards, we know that the moon is a sign of some confusion. And when I look at this, look how tiny the moon is. There's still these little white dots, if you can see them. The little white dots that are surrounding the moon, and they drop down right over her heart, and then they're circling this new thing that's coming. So I think it's natural that your person is feeling doubtful and a little fearful of getting out there and getting started again. But when it comes to the message that I believe they would want for you to have, Cancer, I believe they would want you to know that they have taken the time to pause, to look at things differently. Their world got turned upside down. They had to reconsider everything that they thought was normal in a relationship, and they had to figure out why it didn't work out. And it was quite a journey to get to this place. But they have decided where they came to is this Queen of Cups. And when I look at both sides of this reading, and I look at these 2 queens, Let's look at them. The Queen of Swords, I think, was their energizer bunny. It was the mechanics of them straightening out their thinking and being able to draw strong lines, learn about boundaries, learn how to be fair, and to do what they needed to do to take care of themselves first. One of the biggest secrets of soulmate success is to learn to find wholeness within yourself. And I really believe that this card is the promise for that, because I believe that your soulmate wants you to know that by time you're ready to commit, they are ready in a way they've never been ready before, because they're learning how to seek their own intuition as their guide. The Queen of Cups, look at, she's I surrender. Look at the love. Look at how the queen, the crown, is raised over her head. The fact that she is so full of her own identity, that your soulmate has spent the time to understand the heart of love, to be able to want to be nurturing and giving, and also to surrender. Because if all of us can surrender to our highest selves, if we can surrender to the idea of walking around in the best version of ourselves as often as we can, we are going to be very good partners for the people that are coming forward. And so, Cancer, I don't think there's any doubt that your partner has been doing the work, and that when it comes time that you guys are able to meet in this current life cycle, or if you're already with your partner and you know that, and now this reading gives you even more depth about what it is that they've been going through as they've got getting ready for you, right? I'm excited about this. I love how soft the energy is. I mean, the most difficult card is this Five of Pentacles, and I think all of us have to make sure that we are not into too much victim energy. Now, there's difference between being victimized and being a victim, and one of the easiest way to step out of that confusion is to stop blaming. Stop thinking of yourself as a victim and blaming other people. If you're really struggling with your own situation and there's been people that hurt you, you can get a reading. I would love to read for you. You can talk to a pastor or a counselor or someone and just check and see, is there anything inside of you that you can release so that you're ready to attract this wonderful partner? So with the Moonology deck, let's just pull 3 advice cards and see how we can close our reading. Thank you, Spirit, for what you're showing us. I'm excited, you guys, and I hope you'll leave a comment. I want to know how this, how you love this reading, if it's meaningful for you. If you want to claim it, claim it. I want to claim this reading. I'm ready for the soulmate that's ready for me. So we have focus on the positive. We have talk less and feel more, and find a balance. So balance coming again, showing us that that is the path to finding our true love. I completely believe that. Talk less and feel more. I have a feeling that that's an important message for some of the people listening to this. You may have even, in your last relationship, you might have heard from them, if you would just talk less, I would feel more comfortable. I feel this is a special message for just 1 or 2 of you. And then focus on the positive. It is really important in this soulmate search, and I know you've been looking for a long time, some of you, but the reality is that all you need to ever know is the next logical step. And I do hope that you will focus on the positive. What is it that you really want to manifest here in this next 90 days? Be serious. Create that intention, get a reading if you want, go forth and prosper, and just rest in the fact that your wonderful soulmate has been preparing themselves so much for you. So as I let you go now with the dogs barking, I'll see you on our next reading. Have a beautiful weekend.